So tonight's the big night. Thank you everyone for coming out. This should be an absolute tragedy of a stream. Here he is, Studstill, my guy.
What's up, my man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
You know, just chilling out here in this cold weather.
Right. Well, you want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's roll it, man.
My first question for you is, when did you start playing Smash 64, and how much time have you spent playing it?
If memory serves me right, it was April of '99.
So you've been playing since the game came out?
I actually ended up having like mild alcohol poisoning. It was the first time I ever drank in my life. Was that Friday night
in 1999?
In 1999, at 15,
how old are you? Well, okay. Well,
I would have been 15.
All right.
I feel like 15's kind of above the median there. And so, yeah, I laid on the couch that Saturday, a week after it came out, and probably played for about, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 hours. You know, what was it? When God opens a liquor bottle, he shuts a door. So I forget how the phrase goes.
No, you got it. That sounds like it.
Yeah, I think that's John verse. All right, but all right, I probably should get around to an answer.
Yeah, right. Okay.
18,000 hours. You know, I mean, I've just been.
Oh, so that's the answer to the second half of the question. All right. I think that's a pretty good answer.
We're doing good. We got one down.
That's one down, one in a row. How long were you a part of the greater Smash 64 community? As in, how long have you been attending tournaments in North America?
There's some pretty big. I don't know if you can see me with all the elephants in this outdoor area right now.
The elephants.
But this brushes into it. So the short answer, I mean, like I said, I love his favorite game ever. I remember trying to get on the early internet, like 2000, 2001, 2002. You know, like every year I just check, you know, and try to see if people were out there playing, and somehow I just missed it, which is like unforgivable. Really, I struggle with that.
It's a shame.
With regret. You know.
Now, unfortunately, Chad is getting insatiable. They are thirsting for blood. They don't want any more of this surface level introductory stuff. All right, well, I'll just cut straight to this question from Reddit. Who are your top enemies within the Smash 64 community? Who has wronged you the most?
Oh, they're not going to be satiated by this one. So to answer that, I don't have any enemies. You know, I don't. Here.
Not the answer I anticipated, I have to say.
Well, let's take Rob for example. Rob is the guy with a sword, and I'm a giant fucking evil dragon.
Okay.
But yeah, no. But I don't have any enemies.
Also, then, Studstill, I have to ask.
Follow that up. You think I'm full of shit? But no, I'm not trying to.
I'm gonna follow it up, Studstill. So hypothetically, if I were to invite Rob Stone into this call right now, would that be something that you could appreciate?
I'd hate that. Let's save that for later until I've at least told my half. But why don't we go over his Reddit post first? Yeah, let's go through Rob's Reddit.
There's about 800
of
them.
To say about that.
So his first question was, did you refuse to pay Carrion back after he paid you for your entry to Zenith 2014?
This highlights something I would like, you know, if you insist on having Rob here right now. That would be my first kind of question for him is, why does he talk about stuff that he's not involved in? If I owed Karajan money, wouldn't Karajan be the one to say this?
But so long story short, have you paid back Carrion yet?
He said, don't worry about it.
Unfortunately, Rob was having trouble joining the call, but let's see if I can get him.
That's real unfortunate. All right, Colin, since we're here, let's get through the rest of Rob's ridiculous shit on the wall. What's Rob's next fucking accusation?
Did you refuse to pay Wizro back for months after conducting a transaction with him regarding Nintendo games?
Colin, so again, this is the part where I just want to, you know, I'd like to hear you talk for a second, actually. This is strange, right? You have to understand the context of this is me going, hey, Narwhal, so when you raped that elephant, are you sorry about it? Like, what's your answer to that, Narwhal? Yes or no? Do your parents know that you're gay?
Why me? What's happening right now?
I'm saying, like, so this idea that, what was the question? Again, let's go
right, the question. That is a good thing to get back to. Something about paying Wizro back for months after conducting a transaction regarding Nintendo games.
Wizrobe sent me $20, and 2 months later I sent him a Super Nintendo, 2 controllers, all the cords, about 8 games, and an autographed $5 bill. that was my version of a subscription money. We have an English major who lives in his mom's basement that goes around on the internet presenting cases for other people that are neither his friends nor his concern. I have a question for God.
I'll see if I can get him on the call,
Yeah,
but no promises.
God can show up this AMA. What did I ever do to deserve having this fucking piece of shit attached to me? Why does, what did the community ever do to deserve Rob Stone? I don't understand, why he's given carte blanche to kind of be a bully and a shit. I mean, why do I have to talk to this guy in the middle of this interview?
So I guess now would be a good time to rekindle the question: do you have any enemies in the community?
No, I think that's a silly context. It's not, I don't like Rob. I think he's a troll fuck piece of shit, What ape shit was me just kind of giving up and going, fine, I'm going to interact. I'm going to give him a reaction. I'm going to verbally fucking try to hurt this guy.
Right, verbally hurt him.
Right.
I mean, specifically in the video, you did say that you're going to look forward to beating him up one day. So
I think I said hurting him.
Oh yeah, hurting. Yeah, okay.
I mean, sure. And this is another thing. Like, go ahead and file charges. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it seems like Rob is having a lot of trouble joining the call. I don't know what the issue here is.
It's probably his rank incompetence. Okay, so do you want to keep rolling through the Rob shit festival post?
Yeah, why not? It's going pretty well so far. Might as well. Rob says, did you or did you not call me the day before Super Smash Sundays, the tourney you came to in New Jersey, claiming that you were on the road and wanted to talk, and then said you were drinking and driving, to which he replied, that's a bad idea, to which you replied, there's no such thing as too drunk to drive. It is entirely on each person to measure his own alcohol levels. Have you or have you not transported other Smashers in a vehicle while you were visibly too drunk to drive?
First part is, for once, and seriously, this is the first time I've ever heard Rob accurately recall events. Almost. He's 99% accurate. Yeah, so anyway, this tournament where, fun fact, Stranded counterpicked a guy to a ping pong table.
I don't know what that means.
That means exactly what I just said. So yeah, I drove 13 hours to play the holy game of Smash, and it's in this shithole venue. And the best guy there wants to play ping pong instead of one match in the set.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about the drunk stuff.
Yeah. So yes, I did call him. Yes, I think I stopped off and had dinner and like 2 drinks. I'm not saying it's impossible for anyone to be too drunk to drive. That's a stupid thing.
But you personally,
I don't say stupid things. So right.
Right.
So,
yeah, I wouldn't assume that.
Let's just assume that, because I'm not fucking stupid. So yeah, I'm like, hey man, I'm on the way. Just stopped and had dinner and a drink, and he's all like, oh man, maybe you should pull over and get some guy. And I'm like, again,
can you do more Cobra? That was so good, dude. That was the best impersonation I've ever heard.
And I was just like, well, Rob, I'm not too drunk to drive, and if I was, Mom, if I want to wreck my most valuable asset and maybe murder people and myself, I don't need a speech from you about it. I don't know, man. It was basically kind of like, just fuck off.
Well, okay. So I hear what you're saying, that this is, mostly your decision, but some would interpret that as just generally good advice to do things that don't lead to murder or, jail time.
Right.
Too drunk to drive is subjective, is what you're saying. There's not like a 0.08 is not too drunk to drive.
I don't believe I'm saying that. I believe that science says that. But the state can't make subjective laws, nor can fucking idiots that live in their parents' basement, right? Law says 0.08. Rob says, I don't know, any drink, virgin daiquiri, and you're driving, you're risking everyone's lives. I'm absolutely right, right? You're absolutely right. We're all right on this situation.
Hell yeah.
For some reason, Rob's over there in the corner going, no, I have a problem. My voice will be heard. Yeah, I don't get it. It's not that we've covered it. It's that it's fucking retarded. If you don't want to get in the car with somebody, don't get in the fucking car with them.
Okay, that's a fair point. Is there any particular reason you use the accent grave instead of apostrophes?
What I do, and I get really dynamic word speed, what I do is kind of this dynamic, up to 10 finger hunt and peck, where my hands are just kind of always in motion.
Next question is a lot spicier, and it's the very next one on his list. Rob asks, did you or did you not threaten bodily harm to Dark Horse in a drunken rage?
No.
All right.
Colin, did you spit on that girl while you were sexually violating her?
I did not.
I am 20 fucking feet away from him, clear. Okay? I'm
Right.
not approaching him. I'm not brandishing a weapon. Okay? I'm going, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And if you weren't such a pussy, you wouldn't have to use words and we could fight it out. I would enjoy fighting you, Jason. That's like a quote. And this idea that we need Rob to come and exacerbate this situation or mediate it, or more accurately, Narwhal, dramatize it.
Well, I remember. I don't remember exactly where it was,
a
but
little bit, bro. You're talking about putting him in now. You know exactly what I mean. He dramatizes things, and that's hours later in the Facebook group. He said something, pussy this. I don't know. I forget what he said, and I said, quote. This is another verbatim quote.
right.
You are lucky that I did not beat you to death in your own basement. I'd like to add like 3 words in there.
Sorry.
But that's the screenshot you've seen.
Yeah.
Is that quote. And what I'm saying is, to me, bro, that's not even in the correct tense for a threat. This idea that I would somehow then come back to his house, go to his basement, time travel with him, and then beat him to death. Like, what's more believable, that or the fact that I was basically saying, you're fucking lucky you didn't continue to approach me because I was scared and I'd have beat you to death, which maybe I wouldn't have. I've never killed anyone, Narwhal, yet.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to know
speaking of
fact?
tense, yeah. They specifically said that they don't want you to come to their tournaments, and that if you came, you wouldn't be allowed to enter the tournament.
I didn't see a fucking vote. And from talking to people, I don't think a vote on that would pass.
Well, okay, so it's interesting that you would say that, because there's another screenshot that was circulated wherein it was posted to a community leaders Facebook group, and there were 16 votes no, you should not be allowed, and 5 votes yes, you should be allowed.
Wow. 21 people.
It's a leaders group. There aren't that many TOs.
I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's the Junior Boy Scouts Club of America.
Well, it's relevant because it's kind of up to them whether who's allowed to enter their tournaments.
By what you're arguing, right? You should be able to go, hey, you're white, or you can't come into my store, or you're gay, you can't come into my store.
Or you mentioned that you would. I'm lucky that you didn't kill me. Or it doesn't look like he's running at you.
You saw him go over a table.
Well, that's what it looked like.
I think that was when I spiked my defense.
Well, you started walking away. I couldn't hear anything you said, unfortunately. But yeah, you walked away. I don't know.
I'd say it's more of a he said, she said situation. And
well, I mean, there's video. It's less of he said, she said in this.
Again, no, yeah, like why not file charges, or what do you want to do about it, citizen?
Well, he wants to ban you from the community is the thing. That's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, but yeah, great. Of course he does. I think that's little bitch behavior. Oh, I can't resolve this. I think he threatened my life, even though he says he didn't, and he never actually has done anything to me at all. But I think he did, so let's ban him for...
that's Cobra. That doesn't sound like Dark Horse.
Wookie, I think it was Alex, goes, somebody there's shit in Rob's suitcase. First reaction, I smile because it's hilarious.
I mean, because you'd be a prime suspect, I'm assuming.
Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, so you're pretty glad it happened, I have to guess.
We can
that someone pooped in Cobra's suitcase.
This idea of me desecrating religion? No. If there is a God, okay, I don't think there is. But if there is, like moments like that, my friend.
So that's divine retribution.
I don't know what to credit that to.
Which deity to worship for?
Like divine intervention. Like
right.
Right. Mark 4:19, right? And Jesus said, "Lo, if you are faithful enough on that day, the brown will come to town."
We're getting a little off topic on this.
On God shitting Rob's suitcase.
So back to Smash Bros. Okay, Rob's done suitcase. So you don't know who did it, and it wasn't you. That's good.
Colin,
but you're happy about it.
I don't know if you've ever been into like anal. I'm not.
So moving on to a different question. Lampy wants to know, what's your criteria for acknowledging that someone is better at the game than you? What metrics do you use when talking about how good someone is at the game?
I've never known of anyone that was into it for the rhyming. Okay,
Oh, thank you for finishing that thought.
that's it. All right, all right, all right. I would say the closest analogy to Hyrule is Bushido blade.
What?
You just like cut people's arms off, and then they wouldn't have an arm.
So that's why you think Dreamland's not a good stage for a competition.
No,
I'm lost, man.
No, that will ask you later who you think's better out of you and me. I know.
Oh, I don't think we need to go into that. I think we all
This is
know.
why I just hate. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm better than you. I'm better than God. I'm better than Boom.
Better than God.
You know, find me a friend of Rob's that hasn't been antagonized and had their vulnerabilities exploited in an antagonistic manner. Tommy's speciality, Star King,
Speciality? Is that what you
Tom Spaghetti Face. You know what we never answered? Who got it in chat? Who stole the pillows? Tommy knows who stole the pillows.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows about the pillow or any of these fucking accusations against me because they're all third-hand gibberish.
All right, so enlighten us.
Bullshit. No, this is a fair point. That's why nobody knows about the pillows because it doesn't make sense. Because I'm being accused of stealing pillows that I didn't steal. Do you know who stole the pillows? The man that then slept on those pillows, and in something that I feel vindicates everyone in this entire story. Okay, that man then went on to reclaim his throne and win that tournament, SmashCon 2.
So Super Boom fan.
That man was Super Boom fan.
But what you're saying here though is that there's a conspiracy where you are ousted as the person who stole the pillows when in fact Boom took them. Are you saying he took them as in like they're back at his place in Canada? Like where are they? What happened?
Took them to and I've said this publicly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so people don't know the history again because for some reason, sorry, Rob works to discredit me.
So you're implicating Boom fan as the guilty party in this pillows thing.
Look. I just want to cover this. Me and Dave worked for 3 years together.
You got to give me a straight answer, man. You can't keep going on these Cheers tangents. I have to know.
Colin, you understand that it's my life. It's the rich tapestry of reality.
Why can't you just tell me who has the pillows?
That I'm a first-person participant in, brother. The idea that I can just
Why are we jumping through so many hoops?
Partnership between me and Dave, where we worked hand in hand, where I moved physically to Baltimore, right, so that we could work better together. Like, what the fuck are you talking?
Where are the pillows?
Give me the answer. Yeah, like I said, I gave you a hint. The answer.
I don't want a hint. I want the answer.
Super Boom fan stole the pillows. He slept on them. He then, again, I think, indemnifying anyone, won the fucking tournament. Where does a 400-pound guy who wins the tournament sleep? That isn't 400 pounds.
400 pounds? I don't think that's a good estimate.
The punchline's gorilla. Just look. Boom does what he wants. Kiro does what he wants. Tommy does what they want because they're fucking good. I do what I want. Look at my profile picture.
Yes or no? Does Boom fan have the pillows?
No. Allegedly,
then where are they?
And I probably threw them away. But here's a better question.
Oh, okay. So you okay? So we're off Boom fan. It's back to you. So you threw them away. You threw them away? What? Who throws away pillows?
All right, look. You're not hearing me. Who doesn't just come get their pillows? I remember saying, "Yeah, man, I'll get those pillows back to Dave." I don't have a car at this point in time.
That's
I'm
kind
on
of
public transit.
Okay.
I'm taking the metro to work, bro. I'm supposed to metro.
Well, why did you implicate Boom then? I guess is
to get on the implicate Boom.
Yeah, well, you said you know who stole the pillows. It was the guy who won the tournament. Blah blah blah. And you're like Super Boom fan. What was that about? I
wouldn't use the word stole. I would only use the word stole in the context of saying that he's indemnified from guilt. He could have like killed a dude. He could have just killed a dude.
Yeah, right.
And then he went and won and stole some pillows. And then he went and won some tournament. And I'd be like, bro, you can't lock up Super Boom fan right now. I'm sorry.
Right, top player privilege.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't. You can't murder people.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you.
In jail. Look, Dave could have come and got the pillows. Here you go. You want some evidence.zip? Here's a story that makes sense.
Okay, finally.
Dave knew about the pillows, and he had an idea. He goes, I could go pick up those pillows from Chris. Then we could go eat burgers. Instead, I could sever a 3-year partnership, exclude him from all aspects of the community, or exile him so he cannot defend himself, except to people like Tommy and other people, making me like cannibalize my friendships and these like relationships I've worked pretty hard to build with these people that I love because we share this hobby. That's it, right?
Okay,
Forces
okay.
me. I just
Yeah,
typed
no,
in, bro, you sound a little nuts. Like, I wouldn't say that publicly because I'm not Rob. I don't want to just hurt people. But
I mean,
yeah,
you kind of just did, didn't you? You just kind of said it publicly on my stream.
He posted. I started walking around my house, picking up pillows, going, "Is this your pillow, David? David."
But you said you think you threw his away, like in the garbage?
No, yeah, like a year later. He just never came to pick them up. Why? Then he can accuse me of theft.
So why were the pillows taken? It was for Boomfan, right?
I don't know, man. I think I was just worried about Boom. And so when he said, when Boom goes to me, Chris, this is how Boom talks in my head. Chris, I think it's a little crowded here at Dave's. I need to sleep for the tournament. Can you help me out? I'm the nicest fucking guy in the world.
Yeah, you were just worried about Boom.
I might not have enough pillows. We should start having like a one-sentence answer wrap-up at least.
That would be great, actually.
Like, so the last one was,
Boom stole the pillows. They were at your place. You threw them away a year later.
I threw them away a year later. I don't know because I don't know. I never saw the pillows. I'm just. I have a bunch of pillows.
Right. Congrats.
I don't know what to tell you. I live with 4 roommates. My name.
Hold on. Someone in chat made a really good point.
Can we just have a moment of silence or a moment of chat?
I would love a moment of silence.
Reaction to that statement.
It was so well. You said that the Boomfan originally. You said to Boomfan that you had to get a pillow from David's place because you weren't sure you had enough, and now you're saying that you have all of these pillows at your place. You have all these roommates.
We're sleeping all over the house in the community area. So while I might be concerned about my own pillow privilege, the amount of shared pillow privilege of the community that I have access to is greater, and I can tap into that.
Well, are you doing like a Savannah accent? What is this? How long you been in Georgia?
We're all in a dojo. When
dojo.
Come, and they will come, my friend. They will be bringing Smash Brothers 64, and if we can't beat them, we can't defeat them. And then we'll be in an alien enslaved hellhole.
Rob Stone's people will be coming for revenge.
Yeah, no.
The dickless alien race.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna troll them? Did you not see this Rick and Morty episode? Show me what you got. And
of course I saw that.
That's like poor.
I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. Do you think that you're representing the Smash 64 community poorly when you antagonize other communities?
What I'm saying here is, and my brother Lee Wang, Lee Wang, Tommy, Asian kid from like Michigan. He was at SmashCon.
I don't know this guy either.
He's super cool. He's kind of dorky. He's really fucking smart. He's like wicked smart. But he's a cool guy. Anyway, he put it very good. There's 2 forces at work. Globalization in a way. How can we be the same as a community? And then like, oh shit, what did he call it?
This is going to lead to the question, right? The answer to the question at some point.
Yeah. No, I think I go, Rob, you're beautiful. I really want to touch you on your face. And if you call me a fucking piece of shit again, I think I'm not going to be able to hold back, and I just love to touch you on your face, unquote.
That sounds kind of threatening.
Rob literally goes, no, I meant it out of love. I had like a boner, dude. I was just confused and turned on.
What are you talking about, dude?
In that case, it was Karajan, and Karajan goes, fuck you, you piece of shit. I'll play as long as I want. Harambe. And I'm like, bro, don't yell at me, Steve. I'm just saying it's last game, man. Can you shut it off after this game? He's like, 3%, motherfucker. I'll kill that Obama piece of shit.
This is a direct quote. Okay. There are accusations in the chat that you stole from Sandy Tang, and I would like to address those. Tangerine?
Yeah, is Sandy Tang bringing any of those?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's who in chat.
I mean, to be honest, me and Sandy have a mostly platonic professional.
Well, God, I would hope so. Platonic, yeah. Wasn't she dating Revan? Or
can I finish? So me and Sandy have
I just
like.
don't know if that was the word you were looking
No,
for.
I'm just but no, it's mostly. I would say it's
Most-
99%
most-
purely professional, platonic,
platonic.
and maybe
99% platonic.
Listen to me. Over the 2 years that me and Sandy Tang have been private messaging, I would say yeah, it's 99% platonic and professional, and like 1% I think just random human leakage, like emotional me off. Like,
So
for
your answer,
example,
yes or no, you stole from
what I
Sandy
mean
Tang.
is that when you
Yes
go
or no,
to
yes
the
or no, yes or no,
bullshit,
yes or no, yes or no, yes or no.
no,
No.
fuck no.
Okay.
And why is this not false on its face?
Well, so we're at the point though that there are all of these apparently false accusations against you. That there are all
Alright,
these
let's
situations
hear some.
where
Let's roll
someone. So,
through
well, I mean, because we've been going over them all night. It's all the stuff that
Let's
we've been
roll
talking
through 'em.
about.
Huber is literally a man with a sandwich board that says the end is nigh, throwing feces at the good people of the Smash 64 business world.
Is it pronounced Mario or Mario?
Hard hitting questions.
Fun story about you, Jersey.
Of course, this isn't just a one sentence three. You're not just gonna finish it right away.
Wrap it up real quick.
Oh, by the way, New Jersey. Yeah, okay.
My mom
How do you pronounce the name?
Fuck up, and we'll get through it. My mom's from New
Well,
York.
you don't need to have this anecdote with all of your answers. You could just give
She said-
little quick answers. I don't need stories. I
God,
don't
it
need
would've been
background.
fucking over by now. It literally is like 15 seconds. It would have been done by now. Shut the fuck up. My mom's from New York. It's like fucking 20 words. She actually says, yeah, Mario, and she's fucking wrong. It's Mario.
Awesome. Great to hear.
You don't get married to the person you love, okay? You get married, and then it's Mario.
Tonight we've been over a lot of things that you were at the center of, you were a part of, whether you wanted to be or not, whether you thought it was fair or not. There are all these situations where you have been involved in controversial things, and I just have to ask, do you think any of that is because of you or because of your tendencies or anything like that? Or do you think they're literally, because this is the way I see it, there are two possibilities. It's either you're the common thread, so you it's either you're contributing to these situations, or on the other thread there is some, I don't want to call it a conspiracy because I don't want to undermine it, but people are deliberately throwing you under the bus for one reason or another. Which one do you think it is? And
let me offer a third way. I think right to the last bit especially. But it's not like I'm not wearing. I got a nice haircut, bro. I don't have an aluminum hat on. Here, you're gonna put it under my hood. It's got some fur. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think that'll keep the signals out, but
this is what the truth looks like. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, yes, some people, about under 10 of them, almost under 5, are using stuff for political gain to exile me. I think that's a true statement. I don't think that's my opinion. And I wasn't interacting. I never interacted.
But all this to say, it's not. It's you have no hand in this. The beef is
the beef is that they're incompetent.
So, but is that the case for everyone that we've talked about tonight? The controversial situation.
No, the beef with Jason, I told you, is because we had to interact. And we covered this. I thought. Relationship.
Do you shoulder any burden of the guilt in that situation? Do you think that anything by you was the reason that happened, or do you think that
I stand by my detailed explanation earlier, man? Our relationship just degraded over a period of time. I don't know why I need to.
But I mean, degraded because of what? I mean, was it anything involving you, or was it?
I don't think he likes me anymore. I'm not trying to sit here and say, yeah, you want the one word answer? I don't do much wrong, brother. I'm not intentionally mean to people or cruel. I don't rob them. I don't take things from them without asking.
Other than pillows.
I didn't take those fucking pillows.
Well, what I was leading into was Onski's question on the Reddit post, which will probably be just about the last question because I think we've covered a lot of stuff tonight. If we could wipe the slate clean of all of your alleged crimes and your ban was lifted, what is the first course of action you'd take? What's your first statement to the press? And do you feel like you owe anyone an apology? I think this is a great ending question.
It's a fucking terrible ending question. We should end by watching my highlight video and then talk about that.
Well, that's a terrible ending answer.
Right, so, I don't know. Again, bro, I'm just kind of confused on the letter of a lot of these questions. I don't understand the context, but like,
this isn't going to be reviewed well. You have to give a simple answer here.
No, Onski's trying to bridge the gap, right, between this stupid shit, because he's a smart guy. He's trying to bridge the gap between this stupid shit and then be smart at the same time, right? So he has this, if we could wipe the slate clean, which is stupid shit, right? And he has to
But
marry
okay, so
that
if
people
we
are
could
saying, right,
just
no,
forget
he's
about,
gonna
like, you know,
marry
right
that
or wrong,
with-
whether it's your fault or someone else's fault, just forget the whole past. You erase data, you have to unlock the characters again. You know, everything's gone. If you could start over, where would you start? What would you do? Would you do anything differently? What would you say to the people?
Can we talk that my answer is, can we just talk about the league? What I would do is continue my crusade that I started alone, and David started kinda alone in late early 2014, and that's the crusade to make Smash cool. And he wanted to do it for Baltimore, and I wanted to do it for all of us.
Yeah, the league was a good idea, and that was a good thing that you pursued, and
It
I
is
would
a
like to
good
see it brought
idea.
to fruition.
You know what, to
Basically,
be honest-
what I'm driving at here is like, well, this is why I was asking. Do you think like anything about you was what caused the issues? Would you change anything about your interactions with other people or about yourself? I guess within the
Yeah,
larger community in
I
order
would,
to try to
I
avoid
would,
issues.
I would immediately have banned Rob. I don't know what I would have done differently. I think it's like a silly question. What I mean is that if I were to come back today, like, all I'd be doing is what I've been doing. This is a good idea. That's why your champions wear the shirts. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's up. If you were at SmashCon 2, Tommy, were you there? Narwhal, you were there. Did you see the sea of this? How we all had the same shirt on?
Why the shirt again?
It was like 80 of them, man. We
Yeah.
had like 80 people at SmashCon wearing these shirts.
And so you want unity? Is what you're driving at here.
Fuck the community, bro. I don't care about community.
I don't really know anything about that.
You never saw me go, Dave is the living god.
I don't remember that. No, not
Over
personally.
to you. I said it
It
thousands of
it does sound like something you would say and something he would like to hear. More importantly,
You'll like this, Colin. I'll take an Obama style
of course, I love Obama.
single quote,
Yeah,
apology tour.
apostrophe.
Okay, so let's see. I apologize sincerely to Libby, who is Jason Dark Horse's now wife. I sent her a message. I also sent Jason a message because no matter, me and Jason are arguing at a party as adults, which fucking happens, you know, like, I'm sorry to these people that don't understand that, but it happens. And we were arguing, but that's not on Libby, and I sincerely apologize to her. She was his girlfriend at the time. I apologize to Jason because, you know, while we argued and I feel like I had merit, I did apologize to him, and I will do so now. You know, like, of course I'm sorry that we argued. You know, this is what would I have done better? I don't know, man. I feel like I was pushed to the breaking point again. I mean, he was a dick to me for a long time, and
Well, this is it just comes off as kind of insincere if you say that you're apologizing, but that you're not really in the wrong in any way.
I don't know,
you know?
what to tell you about sincerity.
Hmm.
Sincerity seems like a meta level feeling. I know that a root of sincerity is honesty. So if you want to interpret what I say, interpret it as being honest. I'm not sorry that Jason was a dick to me enough over months of me being kind to him to try and repair shit. Not kind, neutral kind. Kind like above and beyond kind. You know, hey man, I took extra care. I tried to say nice things about him. You know what I mean? I was trying to repair this shit. And it's just more and more bullshit. Anyway, yeah, man, I finally fucking lost it. I was like, I'm not fucking ever coming around. I'll never see you again.
See, this doesn't sound like you're sorry though. It's all.
Right, I just said, fuck you. I'm never coming back to your stupid fucking house. You're a piece of shit, and I don't appreciate the way you've been talking to me for the past fucking half year. And fuck you for fucking up this award ceremony.
All right, that is an authentic apology if ever I've heard one.
No, I guess I'm sorry, but I don't know. I can't apologize for what I view as a legitimate verbal response to what I felt was an assault.
So
But
what specifically? What are you sorry for? I mean, I guess.
I'm not so maybe this is getting unsaid. These accusations are total fucking bullshit. So I'm not glossing over anything. It just doesn't exist. There's no I stole his artwork or pissed, you know, on his fucking couch. Like,
What?
if that touch at Genesis, if that wasn't consensual, I thought it was magical. If that wasn't consensual, then I'm legally very sorry. Kane, I'm sorry that we as adults provided you with Rob to further, you know, really encourage the worst traits of you as a person. I think that you're a good guy, and you should just stop being a piece of shit. You can do it. You have it in you. You know,
There's a
to,
message of
yeah,
inspiration.
no, it's fine. I am sorry. I'm sorry. In the same way that school shooter, you know, like I'm sorry we let that guy down. We probably could have stopped him as adults in the room. This was supposed to be an apology.
Yeah, it's not turning out that way, is it?
I would prefer to never interact with Rob again. I wish he would block me.
Well, what I kind of think, and this is just from knowing you and from knowing Rob, is that he will try to antagonize you because that's just kind of how he does business. But what you need to do, and I know it's not always easy, is to try to just be the bigger man and not let anything get to you. Don't engage with them. If you have problems with people, don't engage with them.
About me. This is about the fucking the literal community, not the group of human beings. The sense of community. We have a fucking troll fuck inside the village walls.
Look, I understand. I get where you're coming from, man. I think you've been antagonized. I think people know that you respond if they poke you, like you were talking. I think people know that you respond to being antagonized, and that people go out of their way to antagonize you because they know they'll get a reaction. I understand that, and I don't think that's a cool thing to do. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. I'm sorry that you're eating the burden. We have to end stream, so I kind of just want to wrap things up and just be like, do you have just like closing remarks and keep in mind this will be pretty much the end.
That's what apeshit was I'd had enough after 7 months, after my family being contacted, after this just crazy shit, because I love Smash Brothers. I'd had enough, and I tried to verbally hurt Rob, because being polite, being diplomatic, being ignorant, just every single thing that I had tried at my 28-year-old life at the point in time to deal with this problematic human being that I couldn't escape failed. And then after he successfully wounded one of my efforts for no other reason than like some Joker-esque fucking watch the world burn kind of shit, which, why do you have that attitude in 64, even if it's your life philosophy? But anyway, for no reason, wanted to fuck me up and disrupt people playing in an online tournament to hurt me. And it did hurt me. And, later, like I said, me and Night Fox and Fire were playing after the tournament. They thought it would be funny, after I opened up about I was upset, to put Rob and Kane in the call. It's a 6-hour stream altogether, and what you guys have seen and known as apeshit is a 36-minute clip out of the middle after they put Rob and Kane into the call at like 4 in the morning to troll me again, and I had had enough. And so yeah, I devoted the full fucking rage of my brain, and
we got that nice clip of
I savaged. I tried to savage him, and I think I succeeded.
Yeah, it was by all accounts, it was a pretty good outburst, I guess. 36 minutes of it or so.
Objective reality would show that incident that happened in 2014, 2 years full before the Dark Horse incident, 2.5 years before the pillow banning incident. One would think that incident actually was not my opinion, that it was justified and deserved no punishment.
Right, one would think.
It's that reality. Everyone in the fucking community, every single person knew that Rob had that coming.
Great. Okay, I think that's an excellent closing statement.
No, because like
yeah. I think that's it.
Hold on.
If you have literally 10 seconds, then yes, 10 seconds. If you're not finishing 10, I'm hanging up.
Shut the fuck up, Narwhal. If we wanted to finish with like a tease, right, for video 2, what I would say is stuff like this tournament incident, the apeshit video, like it's like, man, it's all connected. It is all connected because I'm at the center of a lot of it, and Rob is this alien leech. I drag him through it, and but what I mean is that most recently,
5 seconds.
Narwhal.
You asked for 10. It's already been like 20.
I asked for them anyway. You added 5 seconds. Look.
All right. Well, Studstill, it was a pleasure having you on tonight. I hope you wake up without a hangover.
Narwhal, shut the fuck up. For
Anyway, that's enough of that. I think. I wish the things could have ended a little less bad than that. I literally think it would have gone all night. I don't think I can't stop him from talking. But yeah, that was kind of a tragedy there at the end. I'm sorry, Studstill, if you're not happy with the way things went, especially with the way things ended. I mean, I was trying to end stream for about half an hour, so kind of gotta just click the button at one point. I do think Studstill is unfairly prodded a lot by a lot of people who are trying to get a reaction from him, which I think is kind of lame to do to another human being, just like in general. I think he invites a lot of it by giving people reactions when they do poke him. So that's something I was hoping he would say at the end, was that I'll try to not be as antagonizable in the future. But it was kind of rough trying to get an authentic apology out of him, which I thought would do him a lot of good. For the community in general. But I can tell his mind goes a mile a minute because he's like 100 steps ahead. Like where he starts talking, like answering a question, is 100 steps like down the line. Like he's gonna walk up 100 steps to get to the answer to the question, and he like visualizes that entire path when the question's asked to him, and so he starts answering every single question in like an extremely irrelevant, seemingly irrelevant way, which is not great for an AMA forum, but it was a full 3 hours, so hopefully that is adequate. Yeah, I was hoping he would claim some responsibility for something and offer like a sincere apology or something. Even though it's like, from his, I get like from his perspective, he's like, none of this is my fault. Why should I apologize? I was antagonized the whole time. But yeah, it would be a lot better received if he came off as more apologetic, especially like authentically. It would have been nice if he had apologized to Dark Horse and more authentic. Every time he was like saying, "I'm sorry that we did this," it was never like, "I'm sorry I," which At any rate, thank you everyone for coming out. This was quite the interesting stream. Definitely my biggest one to date. So if you haven't followed, consider following. I stream at 7 p.m. I'll usually 7 to 10. I usually stream netplay, but maybe I'll do more like AMA type things, more clickbait stuff, because apparently that's what the people want. So if you consider following, maybe come check out my YouTube page. I should have an edit up at some point. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. I hope you all learned something. I sure did. I learned a lot. So from me to you, never give up. Always believe in yourself.